I think I've hit an all new low in life. I mean, some people, they play video games for entertainment. Some people, I guess, stim on TikTok or something like that. Well, me, I ate lunchly while watching the Talk to a podcast with KSI's Thick of It going on in the background on loop. Yep. So how did we get to this point? How did I manage to sink this low in life where I ended up doing that thing? Well, like most things in life, it came out of boredom. You know, me and my friends, we were just kind of bored for the weekend. We didn't really know what to do. So of all things to do, we decided, you know what? We are going to eat lunchly and at the same time also drink Prime for the first... This guy has interesting connection. Okay. We hadn't had Prime before either, so it was kind of like a 2-for-1 in trying out the ultimate true brain rot experience. This is what humanity has worked for. You know, the thousands of years of evolution, not even thousands, like centuries and millions of years of evolution to get to this point where we can have the quad trifecta type thing, drinking Prime, eating lunchly with the Talk to a podcast. I mean, it's just truly phenomenal, especially what just happened. I mean, we even did the whole 9 yards, exactly how Logan Paul wanted us to do. We used the lunchly tracker thing because, I mean, it was pretty difficult. There's also no bed here. I don't know why I'm here. It was admittedly pretty difficult to actually find lunchly, and even when we did find it, we didn't have like all of the options available to us because they didn't have like the turkey one or whatever. And I think I heard somewhere, I could be wrong about this, there was like some kind of withdrawal thing that was happening with them, so maybe that's why they weren't there. Anyways, TLDR, we could only suffice for just the pizza one and the nachos one, which was fine because we equally didn't want to spend like $1 million on just lunchly anyways, but it was whatever. Yes, suffer. Nope, no running away. You're going to suffer. You are going to suffer. I'm targeting nobody else. This is my kill. Okay, thank you. And now you can kill me. That's fine, whatever. I think this also kind of goes without saying, but we also had to do a comparison with them between Lunchables, and also we couldn't really do the full true experience of Lunchables either because they didn't have any of like the default pepperoni pizza. They only had the extra cheese one. So for comparison's sake, we only did just like the pizza with just the cheese on it instead of putting the pepperoni, at least in terms of comparison. So anyways, TLDR, we got, oh my, also ignore the fact that I am on a new map. Those are government lies. We're not going to, this is a farce. This is not real. Your eyes are deceiving you. So we eventually completed our task. We got the lunchly. I mean, we were so driven and committed. It was Harold and Kumar all over again. It was absolutely insane. But anyways, our journey came to a close. We acquired the lunchly and the Lunchables, and there was only one thing left to do outside of course, doing the whole podcast and Thick of It thing. We obviously had to go and eat it. Are you excited for that? I bet you are. So we did the whole shebang. We got the blindfolds and we just decided, okay, we're going to do a blind taste test to compare the two, see if there's actually any difference and whatnot. And to me personally, at least these were just my results, I preferred pretty much every single aspect of the Lunchables nachos variant over the lunchly version. I mean, it was pretty point blank. There was not really any kind of competition. I also think this kind of goes without saying, but it's Lunchables or lunchly or whatever it is that we're talking about here. It's not going to be the greatest thing for you in addition to tasting. They're not really things entirely meant for me anyways because I'm, I guess, age-wise a grown adult, so they're not really made for me, although I wouldn't really say that they're made for anybody just because of how like little sustenance little sustenance you get out of it when it comes to lunchtime. But anyways, that's just not really it's not relevant, I guess. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So take everything I say into consideration about what we're talking about here. I'm not expecting fine dining, and when I say that there's differences, they're probably like very minute at best. They taste pretty much the exact same, but like maybe a bit more difference in one versus the other. And that was entirely the case for the nachos. They tasted pretty much the exact same, except I liked Lunchables way better, even though apparently the fact that the salsa was watery in Lunchables versus lunchly, that apparently was like a critique in that one video that everybody makes videos of or whatever. That's pretty interesting. It's literally the
I like my cheese drippy.
He critiques the salsa for being too watery, even though I saw that more as a pro than a con because it just tasted way better. Okay, you're just gonna sit AFK. I sincerely appreciate that. And even flavor wise, I prefer the Lunchables. Like I said, it was a lot more watery. I mean, it wasn't a lot more watery, but it was significantly more watery in comparison to the lunchly variant. And because of that, I don't know, in addition to it being like super tomatoey, like the lunchly salsa, I don't know, it was very like thick and it was very tomatoey. It felt like I was eating like tomato juice or something like that, more so than like a salsa. And then the cheeses were mostly pretty similar. I mean, like I said, I do prefer the Lunchables variant over the Lunchly variants just because it tasted more like what I expect out of nacho cheese to taste rather than whatever Lunchly tasted like. I mean, it was kind of like cheese. Oh, you have a bed. Oh, I did not anticipate. This was not a smart endeavor. I need to get out of here because you have a bed and I don't have anything to break said bed with. But I think we're all asking the important question here. Was the cheese drippy? And I can confirm the cheese was indeed drippy. I will say that much. If you want to consider that a pro, the texture of your cheese is better than your contemporary or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a plus, but I don't know. I mean, for the meme's sake, the cheese was, oh my gosh, it's a sign. Stole my lunch money is crazy. Yes, I stole the lunch money to buy the Lunchly. That is exactly what happened here. Okay, can you just let me do what I need to do? That was extremely rude of you. Oh, what? What are you doing here? Hey, you don't need to. But even something as simple as the chips, they tasted better in Lunchables in comparison to Lunchly. I don't know, maybe there was just like more salt on the Lunchables one in comparison to the Lunchly one. It was very like minute, but I mean, it was, I guess, a minor talking point for the -5 people in the audience that are going to pick up Lunchly/Lunchables thanks to my endorsement, or I guess lack thereof of it. And then of course there was the Prime, and oh my goodness, when I tell you that this was just, I mean, okay, it wasn't the most abhorrent thing I've ever eaten in my drank in, I guess, in my entire life, but it was so unbelievably sweet. I'm like 90% sure it was like the strawberry banana flavor of Prime or whatever, and it was just so sweet, like way too sweet, especially for like an energy drink. Like, I guess it would be tolerable at best as like a dessert drink, if that even exists. But outside of that, especially if it's supposed to be like a Gatorade kind of competition or whatever, absolutely not. It is way too sweet. But I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm not the target demographic for Prime drinkage and that type of thing. And then of course there was the Feastables bar, which honestly I will say actually was pretty decent chocolate. I'm 90% sure it was like the milk chocolate variant or something that was in the nacho pack, and it actually wasn't even that bad. I mean, it was probably the best thing out of Lunchly, so I can't really, that doesn't really mean too much, but hey, it was something better than everything else that was just pretty mediocre or just flat out not that great. But once again, still, in like every way, I think Lunchables is better. I mean, I enjoyed the Capri Sun way more than the Prime just because it wasn't as sweet. I mean, it wasn't really a fair comparison with like the chocolate because it was the Feastables bar versus Kit Kat, so one is like milk chocolate, one is wafer, so it's not really a fair comparison. That one's more so just like what you kind of prefer. It's not really all that fair. However, in terms of like, I guess the actual sustenance, if you can even call a little small plates of just some nachos a real, you know, sustainable lunch, it was not that great in comparison to the Lunchables, but it certainly was an experience, I will say that much. But then we move on to the other Lunchly flavor, I guess, which was the pizza, and it was like, not even, I don't know how to put it, but it was literally like the exact same. Like, you could have given me both. As a matter of fact, I was given both blindly, and I saw absolutely zero difference. I'm lagging, but that doesn't mean that I can't survive. Please, no one be following me. Of course. Why me? I'm the one that has a bed. What are you doing? You're being not smart. You're being not smart. Go away. Oh my days, he doesn't take knockback. What is this? Leave me alone. I've done nothing to you. I'm explaining how I ate Lunchly. Maybe he's jealous. Maybe he's jealous that I was throwing slander and shade at the Lunchly brand. He can't stand it. I walked off the map, but at least he's dead too. Like I was saying, there was pretty much no differences in between the two. They tasted pretty much the exact same way, I guess. There wasn't really too much of a difference. Even with or without the pepperoni, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference. Can you like not do whatever you're doing? That would be greatly appreciated. I mean, I guess thankfully it wasn't moldy, at least, unlike some other people's videos who have opened up Lunchly and then found that their cheese was moldy. So mine was in fact not moldy, so that's a saving grace, I guess. And regardless on how similar they were, they just didn't really taste that good either. I mean, it tastes, I guess, as good as cold pizza can taste, I guess, but even then it feels like still pretty much worse, and it was just so overly doughy. Like that was the only thing I could taste was the dough. I hardly tasted the sauce. There was hardly any, I guess, cheese or whatever. And yeah, sure, some of it is my fault because you're the one that's supposed to be building it and whatnot, but it was just not a very pleasant, I guess, pizza, if you could even call it a pizza, because it hardly is. It was just like 90% whatever the bread that's used to make the crust or whatever is, and then like not much else. And then if I'm remembering right, I believe the prime that was included with the pizza was like I don't know, it was something like glacier cherry or something like that. It was similar to like the Gatorade white or like clear flavor. Like I was saying, the prime tasted a little better because it wasn't as sweet as the previous one, but it was still overly sweet, so I wasn't really that big a fan of it. But I guess relative to the other prime, it was better, I guess. But anyways, in addition to the fact that I guess I'm lagging a little bit and just the world doesn't want me to record this video, I guess we should call it here. In addition to the fact that I also just wrapped up everything that I had to say about it. I wouldn't choose either. Go to like Subway or something for lunch. I don't know. You can do a lot better than Lunchables or Lunchly or any of those type of lunch foods, because how do you get any sustenance from just a small plate of little nachos? Anyways, those are my final thoughts about Lunchly and my experience trying with it. For the meme purposes and for the fact that I got some content out of it, it was an absolute 10 out of 10. But in every other way, it was like a 4, maybe a 3 or something. I'm a professional food reviewer, so this is the objective statement when it comes to food review ratings. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Take care.